to wrap up, tell us a little bit about the inspection report, kind of what to expect, what your advice is.
Okay, so the number one thing I would tell sellers is don't take the report personally. People get very emotional and upset. Maybe you've lived in your house for 30 years. It's home to you. You have a real strong emotional connection.
Hard, yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult. So don't look at it that way. My job is to provide my buyer with as much information as they can to know everything about that house that I can give them in the amount of time that I have to do the home inspection. And we're required to point out things that could be any potential safety hazard kind of stuff. Some of it may be minor, but we're required to do certain things by certain standards, and some of it may seem like minute details, and you can end up very easily with a list of 50 different things when you're doing a home inspection. The key is to read the report, absorb it, wait for the repair list from the buyer, because the buyer may not care about 90% of it and is only going to ask for a handful of things. And those are the only things you really have to worry about. But it's my job to tell them everything. So that's important. Is don't take it emotionally. Think about it business-like. You want to work with your realtor to negotiate back and forth until you guys can reach an agreement and concentrate on the real primary deficiency things. So.
Okay, all right, and that's very helpful because, when I have a buyer client, what I explain to them is the purpose of the home inspection is to help you fully understand the property, not to turn over a 100% perfect house, because there isn't any such thing, but to make you well aware of everything that's going on. And like you said, some buyers may say, I'm really only concerned with these 3 things, that's it. So sometimes the seller, especially wanting to be super helpful, will take the inspection report as a guide and start going around the house doing millions and millions of things that they may, be better served by getting good night's sleep and looking at it the next day. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and just remember not to take it personally. That's the key. I mean,
absolutely.
It's just I'm not attacking you or your house. I'm just pointing out things that I see that are relevant for the buyer, and they need to know everything they can about it in that short period of time. It's tough not to be emotional, but sometimes you have to just step back and take a break from it. But the report will show you pictures and comments about every detail that it's either a deficiency. Some of it may be informational. It may be here's the HVAC system. It's in good working order. It was manufactured on this date, and that may be the end of it. And it's not always a defect. There may be some other information in the report that's helpful to buyers to determine like when their mechanical replacement needs are. So.
Absolutely. And if someone hasn't owned a home before, they may use part of that report just almost as a home manual as the seasons go by. So just kind of try to keep that in mind. Reports tend to be quite long these days because they do have so many pictures and so much, like you were saying, readily available information. So don't worry about the length of the report. Just kind of take it as information, basically, is what you're saying, and wait for the discussion about what actually needs to be.
Yeah. A lot of times the reports are very long. Mine certainly are often, but. Again, that's something not to react emotionally to. That is something to just wait for the repair list from the buyer, what they're concerned about, and if you accomplish that part of it, that's going to deal with 99% of it. So
fantastic. All right, great. Well, we really appreciate all your information. I think a lot of home sellers are going to really find this to be very, very super helpful. So thanks, John.
All right. Thanks for having me.